Welcome back to Rocker's Beer Review. We had a little bit of, well, you wouldn't know, but I had a little bit with the recording of this video because I thought it was recorded and it wasn't. I've opened the beer already, but today's beer is from Polly's, one of my favourite breweries, a really great brewery. And this is a 5.2% Pale Ale. Look at the can artwork. You can see there's like a rose or some sort of other stuff on there. These look like mushrooms. So when you look really close, I mean, when you look far, it looks almost like something like fiery, but close up, you can see that this is a lovely sort of, I suppose it's a dark forest undergrowth sort of scene. I don't know what Erko means. If you know, let me know in the comments. But this has got, for a 5.2% power, there's a lot in this. We've got Amarillo, Azacca, Citra, and Vic Secret. So 4 different hops. It's only 5.2%. But Polly's make really good pale ales. I mean, they're up there really, you know, in terms of their sort of flavour. That you'd almost think that they were IPAs, because usually they're thick, they're creamy, and they're full of flavour. But I've already opened the can, but I'm going to just top up the glass here so you can see it. And as you can see from it, I mean, look at that colour. I mean, you would have said that that's an IPA. Really thick custard, real strong yellow straw colour. We've got literally a finger just off white, but very compacted sort of head. Looks absolutely beautiful, even so in its, you know, in its Polly's glass, especially for this. So it looks pretty good. Let's see what the aromas are like. Yeah, I mean, the aroma's a little bit subdued. I'm picking up a tropicalness. I'm picking up sort of mango as well, being the big sort of fruit aroma. But considering all the hops in there, I'm not getting huge amounts of aroma. So let's tuck in, shall we? Cheers, everyone. But the flavour is there. Yeah, there's a little bit of a zippy carbonation, but it's very, very sort of smooth and almost, you know, it is a very thick. It's one of the thickest pale ales I think I've had. Lots of real gloopiness in terms of its mouthfeel. Flavours wise, yeah, you're picking up mango. You're getting slight sort of sweet orange satsuma sort of flavour. You get that from the Amarillo, I'd say. The tropical notes is difficult to really pick out. Mango, yeah, maybe a bit of passion fruit in there. And then citrus fruits, you're not really picking out much in terms of lemon and lime, but you're getting a sort of, on the back end, you're getting a sort of nice grapefruit flavour. There's a lot of flavour, but I think it's a little bit muddled in terms of all these different hops, all trying to fight to get supremacy in terms of their flavour profile. And as much as you get it's got a real Polly's flavour, you know, it's something very identifiable about a Polly's beer. You know, even if you want, I mean, if you look at it, you can see, you know, that there's the first thing. Usually it's got a big aroma, this one just hasn't. But in terms of the flavour, I think it's probably to do with the yeast that they use. I'm not sure the type of yeast that they use, but I think they use the same yeast in all their brews. And I think it does give a sort of a trademark flavour. Yeah, sometimes some of the flavours are fighting a bit, you know, coming out a bit more depending on obviously the hops. But we've got Amarillo, usually gets that orange. Azacca, you get the tropical, pineapple even. Citra, you know, Citra again. Citrus fruits, tropical fruits. Vic Secret, again, that's, you know, usually a bit more of that sort of dankness, a little bit more of that sweaty sort of flavour. For me, there's a lot of mango in that up front. That sort of gives way to a little bit of sort of dank, slight dankness. I mean, for a 5.2% pale ale, there's so much flavour that you'd expect it more than a sort of 6.5–7% IPA. But the flavours are a little bit muddled. Everything's going on and nothing really sort of supremely jumps out. You're left with a sort of quite a dry finish, even though it's not double dry hop. There's quite a dry finish with a sort of grapefruit and a sort of almost like a zest of lime, or sort of lemon lime rind. It's almost, you get more of the rind flavour on the back end than you are getting the juice of the sort of lemons and limes. It's not, for a pale ale, usually you expect a bit more refreshment because it's lighter, but it drinks just like an IPA. It's very good. It's a very good pale ale. You wouldn't be disappointed if you had this and you wanted a pale ale. It's got all the flavour. a little muddled, I think, in terms of the flavour, but still a really good beer. And again, this beer was about, I think it was about £4.40, which, you know, it's not the cheapest, but in terms of the beers I bought, it's one of the cheapest I bought this month. And you pay less for a pale ale, but you're not getting any less in terms of flavour and body. Everything's there, really. So it's going to be interesting to see how I score this one, because I think it's a good beer, but it doesn't have a real... It's one of those ones that's just like a Polly's beer without being really sort of identifiable for one thing or another, but still pretty good. Looks absolutely amazing. So, hope you've enjoyed this video. Hope you've enjoyed, and if you've had this one, let me know what you think. What do you think of Polly's? I mean, I know I say it in every video I do Polly's because I do love them, but I don't see huge amounts of people reviewing. They're not a massively reviewed brewery. You know, you go on YouTube and you see, obviously, you cut a supermarket beers, but you see Vault City reviewed, you see Daya reviewed, you see Verdant reviewed. You don't see Polly's. You know, I feel like I'm the only one who's doing it, but let me know if you have Polly's. I see a lot of people on Instagram, you know, post up a Polly's and they go, oh, it's been a long time since I've had them. Maybe, you know, they're not as well outside of like the area that I'm in, certainly in the northwest. They're not as easily found, but you know, for me, they're always a cracking beer, and I say I've got 4 of them this month, so hopefully I'm going to review all of them. Hope you enjoyed this video though. Give it a like, a thumbs up if you do like it. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. I say that every video, but it really helps the channel. You know, I'm building subscribers much slower now than I was, but I want to get up to that 1,500 mark maybe before the end of the year. But until the next one, scores are coming up, and until then, keep on rocking. Okay, the scores are in for Erko. This is a pale ale, 5.2% from Polly's Brew Company. Let's go through those scores. So, start off with aroma, appearance, flavour, value for money, overall experience, and Polly's Erko total score.